Stage 7 of LTDL2017 2017 will take the riders 148.1 kilometers from Malacca to Rembau. Going into the stage, Ryan Gibbons still leading in the yellow jersey, over 23 seconds ahead of Cameron Bailey, with Alberto Cecchin at 27 seconds in third place. Leading in the points competition, also Ryan Gibbons of South Africa, Travis McCabe of United Healthcare would take the start in the teal jersey, with John Ebson of Infinite AIS in the red and yellow Selmax King of the Mountains jersey, still leading with 32 points in that competition, ahead of Mexeb Debesay and Perez from Sapura. Hidito Nakane rolling out on the front in the BMW white jersey as the best Asian rider, and he has a 51-second advantage over Hayakawa. Team Isoway still leading in the team standings ahead of Dimension Data, but level on the time, with Manzana Postobon, the Colombian team, at 25 points. Sharul still leading in the best Malaysian rider competition. 100 riders are taking to the start, and the attacks coming thick and fast from the off, with the KSPO Bianchi team keen to get into the mix. The first intermediate sprint of the day came at Sungai Twang after 32 kilometers, and it was Jakob Mareshka of Villa Triestina who took the sprint ahead of the previous day's stage winner Enrico Barbin, with Ryan Gibbons and Daniel Jaramillo sweeping up the 2 and 1 points. As they moved on to the second intermediate sprint of the day at Lendu of 45.6 kilometers, a breakaway group had gone clear, containing Hedjivari of United Healthcare, Valehath of Manzano Postobon, Balato of Nipu Vini Fantini, Ewart of 7-Eleven, Izat from Sapura, Zarif of Malaysia, and Lorenzo Rota from Bardiani. Rota rolled through to take the points ahead of Zarif, Halil, and Ewart, 5, 3, 2, and 1 points on offer. As the stage progressed, 7 riders were pulled back, and a leading group went clear, containing Dominic Perez, who had sprinted out from Team 7-Eleven to take the intermediate sprint ahead of En Huang of Kei. Lo Si Kyong would take third place for the Thailand Continental team, and Jacopo Mosca of Villa Triestina. The other member of the breakaway group was Gregory Henderson from the United Healthcare team. The 5 riders gradually built their gap. 1 minute and 15 seconds was their time gap for John Ebson in the King of the Mountains jersey. 3 Category 4 climbs ahead of them. The perfect scenario for the King of the Mountains leader. With that breakaway, he would want that to go all the way to the finish and sweep up all of the points on offer throughout the stage. Jakob Mareshka, the previous winner the year before in Rembau, would be looking to try and take another stage victory in this year's race. He sat on the wheel of the yellow jersey of Ryan Gibbons. Dominic Perez, Greg Henderson, Lo Si Kyong, and Jacopo Mosca pushed on with their effort, and their gap would hold steady, with many of the teams wanting a sprint finish at the end. 1 minute and 20 their gap went out to. For the yellow jerseys team, Dimension Data, they were keen for the breakaway also to go all the way to the finish. None of the riders in the breakaway group any threat to the general classification. Moving on to the intermediate King of the Mountains points, and our Chinese rider Huang En of Kei had been dropped, leaving 4 riders in the lead. It was the rider from the Philippines, once again Dominic Perez, the 22-year-old, who sprinted clear to take maximum points over the climb. And that was 4 points to Perez. Lo Si Kyong took 2, with Jacopo Mosca taking the 1 point at Gemache. The race moved on to the second Category 4 climb of the day at Bukit Rokan at 107 1.2 kilometers up to 142 meters of altitude. And the breakaway group allowing Dominic Perez once again to cross the line in the lead to take the prize. And they would start the descent and move on to the final climb of the day at Bukit Miku. Confirmation, Dominic Perez taking the second King of the Mountains ahead of Jacopo Mosca with Lo Si Kyung in third place. Lo Si Kyung and Perez were dropped from the leading group. It left Gregory Henderson and Jacopo Mosca in the lead, but as they approached the final King of the Mountains of the day, the two leaders, with the rain starting to fall heavily, were caught by the peloton, and everything looking towards a bunch sprint at the finish in Rembao. Dimension Data were looking to deliver Ryan Gibbons to the finish safely and for another potential stage victory as they moved on to the third Category 4 climb of the day. It was the 711 rider who crossed the summit ahead of John Ebson's nearest challenger in the King of the Mountains. It was Marcello Felipe of 711 taking 4. Wilmar Perez of Sapura closed the gap on John Ebson, taking 2 points, with Chris Harper crossing the line in third place for 1 point. At the back of the peloton, Scott Sunderland, a man that had already taken a stage victory but had crashed heavily in previous stages, let the peloton go clear of him, and everything was lining up for the sprint finish, with Villiers Triestina and United Healthcare battling for supremacy over the front of the peloton, with Dimension Data keeping the yellow jersey safely to the fore as they headed down towards Rembao, a different stage to 2016, but a slight corner just before the finish, inside of 1 kilometer to go, and then a nice long straight finish for the riders, but torrential rain awaited them into Rembao, and as they took the final corner, it was a perfectly worked lead out for Villiers Triestina, who would get a clear run for the line to try and deliver. Jakub Mareshko was sitting in third wheel just ahead of Travis McCabe of United Healthcare, with Junyoung Seo of KSPO Bianchi, a previous stage winner in La Tour de Langkawi, into Quantan sitting in fourth wheel, and Andrea Polini in the red and white of Androni challenging on the right. But straight down the centre of the road, it was Jakub Mareshko with Travis McCabe and Polini trying to challenge him, who flashed across the line to take his second stage victory of this year's race.